Confirmed. It's another wet day in Scotland today, but that will not deter the Gingerman, because I am back out on the road. It's a miserable, wet, dreich Saturday. However, on my way towards Alloa, I noticed there was a place called Clackmannan. Just as you go towards Alloa, if you blink, you'll miss it. And I tell you what, it's worthwhile no blinking, because look what's here. Stone of Mannan, Merkit Cross, Tolbooth, 14th century tower. Hello, welcome to Clackmannan. I'm excited for this one because, again, this is another place I know nothing about. This place looks like it's packed, full of history and lots of exciting things. So in the words of the Clackmannanshire Council, look about you. Come on, Clackmannan, show me what you got. Peace.
I'll turn on the camera, test my microphone, I'm firing up the podcast, sound waves coming to your home. Gingerman with a can is here to make your day. Gingerman with a can would like to hear you say today.
Well, here we are. Look at this. It says there's a public path in there somewhere. Many moons ago there was a public path, potentially. Oh well, we'll stick to the actual path. So after the rain in Menstrie, this little drizzle that we're getting today is nothing. You know, it's not even that cold, so this isn't too bad. So far, so quiet. I guess the rain is keeping the residents indoors today. We are at Duke Street, leading to Marquee Drive and Laird's Drive. Fancy street names. So, on a quick browse online about Clackmannanshire, I'm about to say Clackmannanshire, but I mean to say Clackmannan. It says here, the town is within the county of Clackmannanshire, which makes sense because it's Clackmannan, it's its namesake, of which it was formerly the county town. So that'll explain the historical importance. That is, until Alloa overtook it in size and importance. Savage Wikipedia, savage. So, I've not really seen anything yet. I'm just walking along this main street. Quite a long street, this. So what I'm kind of guessing is there's like Alloa right here, and Clackmannan almost basically joining onto it, but there's like a sort of woodland in between, I'm guessing. It's just a bit of guesswork already from a previous trip to Alloa just last week. For a second I thought that was a real cat. We've got signs pointing us to Tolbooth and Tower. This way, I think. I don't know, sometimes... Wait, is it that way? Yeah, it is. Okay, so there's a park down here. I want to maybe check out the park first. See what they've got to offer in the Clackmannan Park. This is the cattle market. Just going over the train track. See what this park's all about. I think I can see a flying fox. It's a great introduction to a park. Fancy old fountain, flying fox. Oh, this is a nice park, this. Welcome to Alexander Park. I know I'm walking away from the direction of the tower, but I seen this path and it looked like it was heading towards trees. And I have an affinity towards trees, so I like towers as well, but if it was a battle between trees and towers, I'd probably pick the trees every time. Right, let's go and see what we can see. So I can see the main road that you come in on heading towards Alloa. So maybe I'll get an idea of when Clackmannan turns into Alloa. Well, my search for trees has brought me out in the middle of a residential area. I don't know where I am, but there's some pretty fancy baller houses here. I'm a bit out of breath. A wee bit of a hill there. Now we're back on the hunt for the tower on the main road. Right, something's happening. We're coming to an area where it seems to be a bit more built up, like the town centre area. I don't know. But I want to get to this tower. I want to see what it's all about. I'm thirsty to learn some history. Look how stunning it looks with the trees. Oh, I see a tower. I see so much. Sensory overload as we come into the centre here. And I think this is the centre. We've got war memorials, we've got towers. We've got stuff to see here. This is a Masonic Lodge, yeah. Lodge Clackmannan, but it looks closed down now. Almost feels like a church. Maybe it started the building started its life out as a church, or has it always been a lodge? Erected in February 1923. Interesting. I like this bit though. It's got a nice feel to it. I think it's because, as I say, on a clear day you're looking over to the Ochils over there. You've got the trees around you. It's perfect. This is all new to me. I've never stepped foot in Clackmannanshire, sorry, Clackmannan High Street, or even, I guess I've passed the sign where it says Clackmannan Tower, but never consciously taken it in until today. Oh, this is nice. Oh wow, look at that. Is that the toll booth? That looks like a toll booth to me. There's a tower up there. We'll go there first. Oh, this is a jackpot. Absolute jackpot place. Look at this. And just like that, you know, you're instantly zapped into another time in history. That's what it feels like, minus the cars. Bada bing, bada boom. I guess we noticed this in Alaba as well, the amount of insanely historic buildings. Lovely stuff. That's a nice scene there. So we're going back into the High Street section of the toll booth. If you're watching this for the first time, there is no plan to this. I'm just wandering, trying to avoid using my phone as much as I can. But sometimes you can't help it, because not everything has information. Oh look, there we go. Clackmannan Church, founded by, yes, that man again, St. Serf. Let's just follow Route 76 in either direction to discover the area's unique place in history. Route 76, there's a heritage trail. I'm always twisted and torn with the heritage trails. I want to just follow them, but then it takes away sometimes the excitement of me just going where I want to go. But we'll pick up on it as we go. I'm going to check out this toll booth. It's a nice bit of graffiti on that, but it does not stop me from reading the sign. Clackmannan sits high above the River Forth, though 200 years ago it was a busy port. Carts from the mines further inland brought coal down on specially built wagonways to ships waiting in the town's harbour on the Black Devon. So that's similar to what happened in Alloa. But the river silted up, ships moved on to Alloa, there it is, and Clackmannan was left high and dry. There was once busy trading ports all along the inner Forth. Most now lost or forgotten, like those at Alloa, Stirling, Charleston and Bo'ness. It's really actually fascinating to learn how all of these places along the Forth, starting inland here at Clackmannan and Alloa, once were ports, productive ports, that the ports have sort of moved further down, I guess, the Forth, and now we've got the big dockyard at Rosyth being the main port. Yeah, it's really interesting. So much history here, so much to learn from. I don't know what this is. I don't mean to laugh at it, but you know, it's a strange one. On one side we have, oh, there's the Market Cross as well. It's all collected here in the centre, but it's all blocked off. So this would have been the actual main trading part, the hustle and bustle, money being handed, goods being traded, all happening here, all around this penis rock, the penis rock of Clackmannan. Got the fence round it right now. Are they doing something? Are they going to tidy it up? Are they pimping it up? I like it a lot though. I really like it here. I don't know which way to walk now. Do I go down or do I go up? The birds are saying go up. Have another pop at finding the tower. There's the Clackmannan pussy. It's prowling the streets. Yeah, this is definitely the tower up here. Here we go. I've made it to the tower. Can I get in? How do I get in? There's this contraption that won't let me in. Is this some sort of... what is this? It can't be shut, can it? It's a public open. I don't know. If you ever come at the tower, just... that's a tricky gate, that. Anyway, Old Road to Alloa. This old path passes close to Clackmannan Tower and the King's Seat, which is a big boulder said to have been sat on by Robert the Bruce. It crosses the Black Devon and joins the old Clackmannan to Alloa Road. Man, I feel like we're really in the heart of a historical part of this country now. This is incredible. Clackmannan Tower stands on King's Seat Hill, a dramatic site overlooking the Forth Valley. There may have been a royal residence here in the reign of Malcolm IV. A castle was mentioned in the charter of about 1250, and in 1330 David II celebrated his 6th birthday here, while his steward settled the royal accounts. The royal connection is reflected in the name of the hill, in King's Meadow and Craigie, King's Rock. There's loads of information here. Subsidence due to mine works caused major structural collapse of the east side of the tower in 1948. So it was taken into guardianship of the state in the 1950s, and it's managed on its behalf by Historic Scotland. So there we go. Oh aye, and we've got a wee map of where we are. So there's Alloa Tower, we've seen that. There's Clackmannan Tower. It's like, what I'm learning here today is Clackmannan and Alloa are going toe to toe. And it feels like Clackmannan came first, and then Alloa sort of grew out the back of Clackmannan because of, I guess, its more appropriate location to the Forth. But I tell you what, this is cool. This is really cool. I like this. It is location, location, location. Even on a grubby day like today. This is cool. This might be my favourite tower, and look, you can really see the Forth now from up here. Oh, this is incredible. Now this is what we're talking about. I just can't believe I'm missing out on the views. It does seem like it is starting to open up a bit and clear. Oh, it looks moody. It looks moody and gloomy. This really is a good location point for looking around. Oh man, there's even a tree swing here. Oh, it's like they knew I was coming. It's all wrapped up though and usable, but you know, the thought's there. Wow, that, I mean, that had the potential to be the greatest tree swing in the history of Gingerman. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Maybe they've wrapped it up for safety reasons, I don't know. But this is a touch of gold. 12,000 years ago, glaciers melt. 10,000 years ago, earth lifts. 8,000 years ago, sea rises. 6,000 years ago, land grows. Bustle. Towns born for trade, coal, tobacco and salt. The river, their lifeblood. This is great. Wilder. A vital patch of wilder land near the town's Thames streets. Rich. Salt marsh and ship, curlow and coal. Field and flares the river provides for all. Imagine, if you like, that this seat is a stone deck chair, for you are sitting on top of an ancient beach, which rose as the ice melted, only to be eaten away by the new sea that crashed against it. The flatlands below were once the seabed, before ice, then marsh, then humans claimed it for their own. Well, that's what we do, us humans. That'll be ours now. I like that. It's a nice way to learn. It'd be good if we could get in the tower, crack a fire on and get a cup of tea. Nah, it's not open. So you can carry on here, which I'm going to go down a bit because actually I can see all the cool buildings in Alloa. And on the other side I've got a bunch of sheep looking at me. Well, they were looking at me. Now they're like, well, a lot of them are still staring at me. Meh! No, they don't speak the sheep dialect that I know. This is now my favourite tower in Scotland. I've not visited enough towers in other places. Right, now I'm in the sheep field. Now they're all just staring at me even more intensely, thinking what business do I have here. So I can see all the, as I said earlier, the fancy buildings and the spires of the churches from Alloa, from over here. So I think this is quite a fitting place to get my drone up. We're kind of right on the middle ground. I mean, this is one heck of a spot right here. What? This would be a great place to come and have a picnic, a wee quiet, romantic date. There we go. There you go, gents and ladies. It's a tip for romance from the Gingerman. I feel like it is opening and clearing for me right now as we speak. I'll soon find out. The drone is going up. something wonderful happened just as I was bringing the drone out the sky. The burning ball of fire decided to burn some clouds away. This side, still a bit cloudy and grey. This side towards the 4th, sunny. Yay, happy. And the tower's in between. Drone tech, that was actually quite fun. I caught some really cool shots of the low-lying cloud over Clackmannan. You really can't see any of the ochres. They are buried deep in the mist. But that aside, we're going to head back into Clackmannan and really wrap up this place and see what more I can learn. Right, bye tower. Is this the way I came? Aye, it is. The sheep aren't interested in me. Bolt. Oh, they're all going. They're like, no! Well, that makes for a nice view in. It's alright guys, I mean no harm. No one will forget the great sheep exodus from Clackmannan Tower in 2002. I definitely lost a lot of respect from myself and how long it took me to work out how to open this here gate. Just want to acknowledge that.
This is what really happened when the Gingerman tried to open the fence to Clackmannan Tower. As you can see from the footage, he was clueless, lost, stumbling around like an idiot. Well, this is what really happened. Join my Patreon for high-grade quality content like this.
Church, towers back there, Tolbooth down here, Penis Rock and Market Cross. Right, so I've learnt something about the Penis Rock. It's not Penis Rock, it's actually the Stone of Manow or Stone of Mannan, a pagan monument that can be seen in the town square beside the Tolbooth Tower, which dates from 1592. I mean, personally, I think they were just celebrating the fact that the rock looked like, you know, kind of what I've previously mentioned. I don't know. History's a funny thing. You know, a lot of it's made up. But anyway, you can't deny the beauty of the Tolbooth though. This is a quiet town centre and it seems like a really pleasant place to live. Let me know in the comments if you live here and you like it. There's Tony's Bakery, that's what I can smell. It smells good. These guys. So I think the population of Clackmannan is around about 3,000, so quite substantially smaller than its next door neighbour, Alloa, but par for the course for the size of town it is, I would say. Expected. What else can we find in Clackmannan? A bench. Look about you. Look about you. Of course, a good heritage walk. Look at this, look at all the things they've got to see. The water tank, the sheriff's house, town walk, Kennet walk, Windmill walk, they're all colour coordinated. Aye, they've done their business here in Clackmannan. I'm going to go this way. I'm deeper amongst the houses now of Clackmannan. I can see a row of trees, so there might be an outskirts woodland walk yet to be discovered. There's a lot of cats here. Sometimes you go somewhere and there's a lot of dogs, like Larbert. Sometimes you come places like Clackmannan, it's just full of cats. I wonder if someone's got that information, like every single village and town in Scotland has a higher proportion of cats or dogs. I'd like to know that information. This is a nice professional setup here. I like it. Scoreboard, good wooden effect on the players' lounge area. There we go. It's the Ramsay Green 1886. Surely we are world champions at lawn bowls in Scotland. I'm deep in the streets now. I haven't seen any sort of way out in a while. Is this a way out down here? Just as I say that, the curse of the commentator. This is a nice piece of art. They just simply call it slabs. If you're watching for the first time, this is just normal. I'll just turn up places and get lost. And I use the word lost loosely because we're never really lost, but you know, relative to this second and my stubbornness to get my phone out. Right, I've just come out in another street where now the houses have changed colours, but we're still in Clackmannan. I feel like we're closer to the tree line. Go this way. This looks like a shortcut to somewhere more interesting. Okay, we're exiting the Red House district, I think. I don't think I can get out this way. Can I get out this way? Of course I can. Gotta go this way. When I first got here, I thought Clackmannan's a lot larger than I was expecting, but then actually it's smaller than what I'd thought it was after first coming. A lot of the main stuff you're going to see is right in the centre, but it's very quiet, it's very sleepy, and there's a lot of houses, there's a lot of streets around, built up around the sort of original town centre area where the tower is, I guess, and the Manu stone or the Manan stone. So much history, so much interesting changes throughout the years, but yet the place has survived. And I guess like a lot of the other local areas, it becomes a commuter town to the larger, more prosperous city and towns like Stirling and Edinburgh. Okay, so I think that's the train track here. Yeah, so this will be the old Alloa to Dunfermline line. I only recently learned about in my Dunfermline episode, where I've seen the viaduct and someone commented and saying there was this old line from Alloa to Dunfermline, which again is all sort of evidence and signposts to the industrial past of this part of Scotland and how the Forth has linked these areas, not just the Forth, but obviously through the invention of the steam train and the trains. Once again, just a wee shout out and thank you to my patient patrons. The video's coming together that I'm putting together, this new package. We are getting there. Merchandise is on its way. Also, thanks to anyone who wants to support me. I'll add a link to my PayPal. You can buy me a coffee or just help me put some fuel in the car. Some of the places are getting further afield now, so I'm having to up the fuel costs. But aye, thanks to everyone, and if you're a local business as well and you want to plug a wee advert in, get in touch. There's always room for it. I like to work together with local businesses on my journey, so yeah. Now what? Hopefully I can squeeze a wee woodland walk out of this. The death of summer. Mind at the start of the episode where it was pointing a path into a tree line that just, there wasn't a path. Well, that's the tree line I kept highlighting when I was walking, so I'm going to take a wee wander along here. Now we know. Private road, no vehicles, just spooky ghosts. Oh, this is perfect. This is exactly what we wanted. A nice wee woodland walk. We could just summarise the day. I've thoroughly enjoyed my time here. It's kind of given me a bit of everything, and the weather has just stayed perfect. Not too much rain, it's nice and cool, and what more can I ask for? It's actually so cool that I keep having to take my hat off. And it's not the most densest of woodland walks. I mean, you can see the outskirts either side of you, but it's really pleasant and really quiet. I was reading a little bit more online about the area. It's quite interesting. The name Clackmannan may be of Brittonic origin. The first element is probably clog, meaning rock, crag, cliff. And the second is the personal name Manow, from the root man meaning projecting. The name of the town has been said to allude to the stone of Manow, the penis rock. So it's literally named after the rock. The early growth of the town was due in large part to the port which lay on the banks of the tidal stretch of the river Black Devon at its confluence with the River Forth. There are now no visible signs of the port, and Clackmannan now sits over a mile inland from the river. The locals tried in vain to keep their port viable by digging out the silt, but to no avail. The silting of Clackmannan's port and the fact that boats could no longer access it meant the port in Alloa came in use instead, and this led to an increase in the population of nearby Alloa. So again, this further alluding to Alloa basically taking over Clackmannanshire. Really interesting. During the 12th century, the area formed part of the lands controlled by the abbots of Cambus Kenneth. Later, it became associated with the Bruce family, who during the 14th century built a strategic tower house called Clackmannan Tower, and in the 16th century built a mansion alongside the tower. The mansion was demolished when the local branch of the Bruces died out in 1791. Wow, so much history, so much connection to Dunfermline with the Bruce family, King Robert the Bruce. Well, I think I'm coming to the end of my walk. Well, I've come out of this opening. I think this is where I'll end it. I think this is the perfect place to end it. I could go further on, but I'll just be going further away from Clackmannanshire, and I've almost read everything off Wikipedia. And we're probably running out of batteries too. But that said, what an amazing day today I've had in Clackmannan. Really unexpected as well, because I didn't really realise this was a place, much to my own embarrassment. But you know, once you take the time to explore, you find the tower, you find the history, you know, you find the beauty of this place, and its historical important relevance, and not to be forgotten that, you know, before Alloa and its port, there was Clackmannan, and then obviously Alloa conceded to the same fate as obviously Clackmannan. And it's also fascinating, and yeah, it all ties in together, and it really has built up a lot more of my knowledge of this area within the Forth Valley. So yeah, thanks for having me, Clackmannan. It's been incredible. Peace.